Hey guys, what's going on? It's Garrett with TechMate, and today we are back with the $30 action camera review. Now, if you guys didn't see my initial impressions and unboxing, you can check that out right in this area here and click the link and go watch that. Now, while my initial impressions were pretty good about the camera, I was still a little skeptical since it was only $30 and I really wasn't sure how it was going to do. But I can honestly say that I was pretty impressed with the camera overall. We'll talk about some of the things I like about the camera, a couple of things I dislike about it in this video, so you guys can kind of get a feel on what was good about it and what was bad about it. But with that, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is the build quality. Now, while you can definitely tell the camera's not made with the most expensive plastics or made the most sturdy, it's definitely not bad, and I think the camera looks pretty good overall. Now, if you're worried about the camera not being sturdy enough or breaking, it does come with the waterproof case and the hard case, and the waterproof case especially really adds some rigidity to the product, and it makes it look a little bit better. So on top of that, if you're worried that people are going to be hating that you were using a cheap knockoff GoPro, then throw that bad boy in the water case and the haters are never going to know. Unless they look closely, then they're definitely going to tell and they're still going to hate. But you can always do that. You can fake it. You just got to fake it until they believe it. Or whatever the saying is. I think there's something like that in there. No, I don't think it's a saying at all. It's not a saying. One other thing that I actually really enjoyed about the build of the action camera was the buttons were surprisingly really good. Now, I know that's not like a main point or something that people have to have, but I enjoy having good buttons on a product, and I wasn't expecting that at all. They were really clicky, and they had a good feedback, so that was kind of a +1 just for having the good buttons. So once I got the device powered on and got past just looking on the outside of the device, I was actually kind of impressed with the UI. Now, you can definitely tell that it's simple, and there's not a whole lot put into it, but that gave it some good features, I think, by just making it so simple. My favorite thing about it is that I could go from photo to video mode with just a click of a button. So that may not seem like a big deal, but I enjoyed not having to change from photo to video mode in the settings. And to some people that may not be a big deal. They may only be shooting photos with it, or they probably are going to be shooting videos with it constantly, so they don't need to change. But either way, if you are going to use it or you do, it just makes it simple. So once you tab past all of that and get into your settings, you're going to notice there's a whole lot of settings, way more than I was expecting. So once you get into the settings and start looking around, you'll notice that there's like time lapses, frame loops, there's also white balance, and there's also exposures and so on. There's a ton of settings, and most of those I'm not going to use. And so when I was testing this, I didn't change my white balance or my exposure. I just put the camera in auto and let it go. I feel like most people don't use them that way. You know, it's on your chest, maybe on your head or a monopod, and it's kind of a go, 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 run and gun camera. So once I got testing it after I put everything in auto, I checked it out in low light, and it was okay. It wasn't the best, but it was all right. I know I definitely could have made that better had I changed my exposure, but like I said, I'm not going to use it that way. So can I complain about the low light? Not really. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great, but also for $30, that makes it a whole lot better. Now, if you take it out into good lighting, then the camera improves a whole lot. I was actually really surprised on how well it did. The images and videos looked really good, and it really did blow me away. Now, one thing about that is, though, with these videos, there's no image stabilization in the camera, and so if you need that in the camera, then this camera is definitely going to be a deal breaker for you. So now that I've told you everything I like about the camera, I'm going to tell you one thing that I disliked about the camera, and that's the mic. Now, the mic was okay if you're in like a quiet environment and there's no wind or background noise, but if you introduced either one of those to the video, then the entire audio just got really distorted. And I know most cameras don't have very good built-in mics, so I understand that, but it was just bad how bad the audio got distorted when those background noises were introduced. Now, when I say you really shouldn't use it for audio, I really mean there should be no audio with it. Because if you're like, well, I just need like, decent audio. Well, if you're like, outside doing something with your kids or your family or on vacation, and you want to hear some stuff, but there's a lot of wind if you're on the beach or whatever the noise is, you're really going to have a hard time making out any of it at that point. So your best bet is to, if you want audio, then I'm gonna say no automatically. Now, if you don't care that much or you're not like gonna be using the audio, then you'll be fine. Now, one thing I wanna pair with that is the waterproof case. And I know that may sound odd before you click off the video, just hear me out, is that if you put this camera in the waterproof case, then your audio is pretty much completely gone because you sealed the entire device. So if you're wanting audio on a device while it's also waterproof, then you're gonna have to step up and get one that's waterproof without a case. So I don't wanna end the video on a bad note, so I will tell you one more thing that I actually like about the camera, and that's the battery life. I was testing it at 4K, and it got a little over an hour of straight record time, which I didn't think was too bad since the packaging said around 90 minutes of battery life. So I'm sure if you bump down that resolution, you can hit that 90 minutes or maybe even more. Another thing I told you guys I would look up is the batteries for the camera to see if there's any since it's removable. And I found some on Amazon that I'm about 99% sure work for this camera. It's a generic battery that fits a bunch of generic GoPros, and they're like 10 bucks for 2 of them, and it comes with an external charger, so you don't actually put them in the camera to charge them. You can just charge them while you're charging your camera, which I thought was really handy. So that way, if you're out and about, you're gonna be gone for the day, or you're going on a camping trip and you don't have electricity, you can get some extras and keep them in your bag so you can change it out throughout the trip. So the fact that you get really good battery life out of the box and that you can buy extra batteries online so you can have the backups really made me like this camera a whole lot more, especially for $30. So yeah, guys, if you are looking for a cheap action camera, or you just need another one for someone else to wear when you guys are on vacation or for a different angle, then I would highly recommend this camera. Now, while it's not the best camera, it is still a good camera and a very good camera for the price. So I'll put the link down in the description for where you can get this camera, and it's a little bit hard to find, so I'll put some other ones that I think are comparable and have really good reviews for you guys so that when you watch this video, if it is sold out, there are other ones that you can look at. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the giveaway real quick. I've got a couple things for you guys to do to enter it, and then we will wrap this video up. So the first thing to do is just go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way that you can see when I post a video about the winner and you don't miss that. So go ahead, click subscribe real quick. And then the second thing I want you to do is while you're there, go ahead and hit that like button. Now, the third thing is, last thing, is go down to the description, go to the Twitter link to my Twitter page, and retweet the tweet about this video. Now, you can follow me on there too because I will post the link to the video about the winner as well on there. So if you just want to make sure you don't miss it, you can follow me on that as well. But you don't have to, but go ahead and retweet that tweet and get that out there. So I will announce the winner in about a week to a week and a half. I just want to give time to the people to make sure they see it and to enter. So right around then, I will make a video announcing the winner, and then I'm either going to send you guys the camera if you want it, or if you don't, I will send you guys a $25 Amazon gift card. Now, if we get enough people to retweet the tweets and we get enough likes, then I'm actually going to give both of them away. So make sure you do that and get as many people as you can to like the video, and then maybe you can win both of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I would tell you to like the video, but I already did to enter. So hopefully you actually meant it when you hit that button in the first place. And that's about all for this video. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and post them down below and I will answer them right away for you guys. But with that, I'm gonna wrap this video up and I will catch you all on the next one.